Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Giving honor and praise to the creator of heaven and earth. We are going to attempt, and hopefully everything be well with the quality. And brothers and sisters, what we want to get into is the lingual matter, is the matter regarding the language of the Hebrew itself. All right. And without any further ado, oh, I see where I made a little error. I had the YouTube on the same thing on the computer. I apologize, family. Nonetheless, what we want to get into, brothers and sisters, is this particular matter. We attempted earlier. Hopefully, everything is becoming better with the sound quality and so forth. So, we are going to have it on two different channels, More Yeshaya Hebrew lessons and More Yeshaya Torah lessons. All right. And we hope and pray that everybody is well. We hope and pray, brothers and sisters, that you are in good spirits and that things will be better for us as a people, for us as an organization, for us as a group, for us as individuals, and for us as a family, brothers and sisters. Alrighty. What we're going to get into in this particular time is the Hebrew that we see in the book of Exodus, chapter 8, brothers and sisters. In the regular standard Tanakh, it's in verse 24, and in the King James Version, it is in verse 28. All right. And so we're going to, brothers and sisters, stop the camera. All right. We're going to present in this case with the screen share, if we will, brothers and sisters. All right. And we are going to, brothers and sisters, go here, pull this up, get in there, and we are going to, brothers, having had some technical, right, we are going to get into the matter of the lingual matter of the or in this plea. So, brothers and sisters, let and let us the matter for the time. Shalom, giving honor to the Most High. Shalom. This presentation is to help people understand Hebrew from a biblical perspective. We hope you all subscribe to the comment, like, and share. I am open to constructive criticism. I can be reached at 908 587 4841. That is 908 587 4841. You family. In this presentation, we are asking you all to submit your emails to the phone number above. If you care to speak in this presentation, you will need to download StreamYard if you do not have it already. Now, that goes for this particular one and for anyone in the future as far as presentations go. And we want to make this a cooperative matter. So it's not a matter of where it's just as if one person's speaking. All right. So let us get into this for edification purposes. Thank you for that. All right. Here we see, brothers and sisters, all right, with the laser pointer, Rak Harakek. Lo Tarkiku. Shalom. We'll be explaining this in Hebrew in part in Exodus 8:24, verse 28 in the KJV. The English says, only you shall not go very far away. We want to point out what is the verb, the prefixes, suffixes, and the grammar from the Hebrew. Rak, harakek, lo, tarku. We want to point out that the letters hey and tau are feminine letters. The letter hey at times, too, serves as a prefix when forming a question. How old Abikai? Does my father still live? The ha in the word how old serves to show one is asking a question. So the letter hey, brothers and sisters, we know serves in many cases as a prefix, as in ha'ish, the man, ha'isha, the woman, ha'dod, the uncle, ha'doda, the aunt, ha'ak, the brother, ha'bain, the son, ha'bat, the daughter. All right. Another prefix that it serves in is making something in the form of a question. All right. So what we want to do, brothers and sisters, is show with the laser pointer. How old Abi Kai? Does my father still live? And you see that, brothers and sisters, inside of the book of Genesis, if we will. All right. Hoping everybody is well. Hoping everybody again is in good spirits. Hoping, brothers and sisters, that we are well. And again, if there was any problems before, which there were, I do on my end apologize for such. All right. We want to present this in the best quality that we can. And I am open, brothers and sisters, for constructive criticism in that particular case. All right. So, brothers and sisters, let us, in this manner, continue in what we were doing. All right. How's everybody feeling out there? Hopefully, everybody is well. We asking you all to get your pens, your pads, and your paper, and to take notes. All right. So let's get into this particular case. Let us color code what we're talking about. All right. We want to use the highlighter. The hey, brothers and sisters, that we see here in this particular case. All right. And what we're talking about in this particular matter. Now, this hey that you see there color coded, all right, is the same letter that you see here. It is the fifth letter in the Hebrew alphabet, all right, and it makes the H sound, all right, in that particular case. So now, let us continue on in this particular matter. Introduction. The word translated as only in that verse is rak. The word only in English is an adverb. It also serves as a connector for one thought to another. In Hebrew, the word rak comes from the word rakwak. This word means to be thin. So when something is thin, it's an only matter. We're going to see what else the word rak means as we go along in this. In the division of the land, there was a place in Naphtali, one of the 12 tribes, called Rakwat, and it means thinness. Other translations for Rak is except, certainly, surely, or alone. So we can see how, brothers and sisters, the word Rak means what? Only, certainly, surely, or alone. It can also, brothers and sisters, be by default noted as what? Coming from the word meaning sin. All right, next part, please. Harkek lo tarkiku. Harkek. The word harkek, which we see here, right? The word means far away. This being in the he stem is in the root hirkik. The word in the he stem means to go far away. That is a verb matter in that particular case. All right. So that is something we want to point out for reference purposes. So, brothers and sisters, we want to get into this particular matter and continuing on as we were. Let us erase this and show something with the vowels. All right. What you're seeing there, which I'm going to color code this part here as the yellow, color code this part here as the yellow, color code this part here as the yellow, right? Now, that right there, that vowel is referred to as a shawa. And what happens in that particular case is when it is within a word, you connect it to the sound that precedes it. So if it is with the first letter, you just make the sound of that letter. All right? This has been explained in the past and we will continue to do so. Now, brothers and sisters, the he feel stem is in general the causative of the qual stem. All right? In the present tense of the he feel stem, we see that a mem, right? And we're gonna erase the color coding on this one right now and show what the letter mem looks like by color coding it. That serves as a prefix. We see it over here and we see it over here. Now, brothers and sisters, how's everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody's well and hopefully, everybody is in good spirits. All right. Again, we do apologize for any of the matters that happened that affected the sound quality earlier. We're hoping and praying. We're going to hope and pray that that doesn't continue as we go along, but I want to present things in the best quality as possible. All right. Now, let's look at this, brothers and sisters, to get the lesson into fruition. We have here, and we're going to show with the laser pointer. All right. We have here the word ani. We have the word here ata. We have the word here hu. Ani marakik, which means what? I am going far away. Ata marakik means you are going far away when you're speaking to a male. And hu marakik means what? He is going far away when you're speaking about a male. So this is something we want to point out for reference purposes. All right. Now in the feminine, we have the same ani, but a female would say, speaking of herself, ani mar kikwa. I am going far away. Or it can be said in speaking to a female, at mar kikwa. You are going far away. Or if you're speaking about a female going far away, you would say he mar kikwa. All right. So we want to point that out for reference and for edification purposes. All right. Brothers and sisters, I want to say something. This is kind of a sidebar. I deliberately and meticulously do not like my picture being shown when I'm doing a presentation because I rather people pay attention, and it's not to try to sound commanding on anyone when I say pay attention, to the lesson that's being presented, as opposed to just look at the teacher, in that particular case. All right. Or look at the brother in that particular case. All right. So if there are any questions, I can be reached at 908-587-4841. That again is 908-587-4841. All right. So, brothers and sisters, let us continue in this particular matter. Pronouns we must remember. And why do I say that in that particular case? Because these are the keys to making sentences. All right? We do not, brothers and sisters, want to forget our pronouns. All right? Now, let's look. On the left hand side is feminine, on the right hand side is masculine. So you have, brothers and sisters, and we want to color code it if we will. You have he, which means she. You have, brothers and sisters, at, which means you. And you have, brothers and sisters, ani, which means I. We're going to use that same way, say, on this side. All right? Now, these pronouns consistently go over. Ni can be said by a female regardless of the age. Now, let's look on that, brothers and sisters. We have ani, ata, and hu. So, what we're going to do is erase this on this part, and we're going to redo it, brothers and sisters. You have who, which means he or he is. Color coding, all right? We got ata, which means you or you are. And we have, brothers and sisters, if we will, ani, which means I. All right? These pronouns we will consistently go over. We want to mention that on both sides because from this you can take almost any verb that is either a masculine singular one for the right side or a feminine singular one for the left side, and you can just build your sentences. Don't worry about making a mistake. It's not a sin if you make a mistake in Hebrew. All right, just want to point that out. Sorry about that in that particular case. These pronouns, excuse me, excuse me, sorry, family, as their feminine counterparts can be stated before or after the verb or adjective. What is an adjective? An adjective is what describes a noun, and a noun is the person, place, or thing, and a pronoun takes the place of a noun, and a verb is an action word. They're all parts of speech in Hebrew. All right? So, with that being the case, brothers and sisters, Tob means good, masculine. So you could say Tobani, I am good as a man, or Ani Tob means the same thing. Toba means good in the feminine. So a female could say Toba Ani or Ani Toba, anyway in that particular case. All right? So these are things we just want to point out, brothers and sisters, for edification purposes. All right? Let us go on, brothers and sisters, in this particular matter. All right? Any questions, please feel free to put inside the comment section, brothers and sisters. All right? Let us go on. The matter of low and low. What are we saying, brothers and sisters, in this particular case? What are we saying in this particular matter? All right? We have here low shown here. This means no or not. This word is put before the word, whether the word is a verb or not. All right. So you would say, for instance, a verb. Take the word quafas, which means to jump. Jump, right? You would say what? Lo tikpotes. You will not jump. You would not say tikpotes low. This low that you just see here, brothers and sisters, and we are going to show the highlighter with this, is put before. We want to emphasize that. All right? Before the word. So let's say, for instance, give us a verb. Labash, to wear. Lo labash. He did not wear. You wouldn't say labash lo. All right? Just want to put that in that particular case. So let's go on, if we will, family, in this. We have here, all right, raise the equal on this side. Lo. This means to him. The word Eliel, we want to color code that, the yellow. To means to him. So there are two different aspects of lo. There's lo, like the no or not, and there's the lo, which some people say we should emphasize the wow at the last sounding of such. All right, which would mean to him or for him. All right. If there's any questions concerning that, please exemplify that in the side of the comments. All right. So hopefully, family, we're asking you to subscribe to the channel, to comment, to like, and to share. I'm actually trying to get advice on. Well, I'm actually trying to get advice on how to make the channel better. Please help me out, family, in that particular case. Now let's look at this, brothers and sisters, with the laser pointer. The word ain means none, or there is none, or there is not. This is used in a verb matters in the present tense. And we want to emphasize that by color coding it with the highlighter, with a different color, if we will, this in the present ain. So what are we saying? Aini yodeya. I do not know. To use that as an example. Ain ka yako. You are not able to. To use that as an example. Enena yakola. She is unable to. To use that as an example. All right. So whether you're using the low, in this case here, being circled, shown here, or you're using ain being share, it goes, brothers and sisters, before the word that is being shown in its negative. She cannot, he cannot, they will not. All right. The difference is ain is used in the present tense, and lo, also denoting the negative in this case, is used in the past tense or the future tense. That is what we want to point out in this. All right. So we want to erase this, go back to the laser pointer. The word lo is used in verb matters in the past and future tense, as we just stated. Lo ganamti, I did not steal. Lo egnob. We want to make this slight correction, if we will. All right. And that is not thou, but more so, in this case, I. Then we're going to go back. Nobody is perfect. From current slide. When I changed it, I didn't change that part. I apologize, family, for that. All right. It goes on to say, lo egnob, I shall not steal. Lo tignob means you will not steal. Anani or Ani Gonabe. I do not steal. So here we got, brothers and sisters, shown here with the highlighter, present tense, present tense, present tense. They're shown in the yellow. Where we have, brothers and sisters, the ain matter. Then we have the low matter shown in the future tense or the past tense. Low egnob, right? We want to color code that. Let me just get into that particular case there. All right. We're going to show with the highlighter with a different color, if we will. All right. Low egnob, low gananti. See how the low is used in the past tense and in the future tense. But in the present tense, the ain matter is shown, both denoting the negative. All right. So, brothers and sisters, let's continue on. And it appears that the sound quality, at least from what I'm able to hear and understand, is a whole lot better and a whole lot clearer, which is very, very good news. Because I didn't want to, brothers and sisters, upload something where the sound quality is not its best or too choppy or too much static, because you're presenting this to the world. All right. You're presenting what you're presenting to people, to the world. Yes, I do at times, no disrespect intended, may sound like I'm getting a little thing to drink because I'm a human and I'm talking a lot. So I may sip up or something to drink or water or so in that particular case. All right. So, brothers and sisters, let us continue in this particular case, asking you all to subscribe to the channel and to comment, like, and share. And again, I apologize for earlier where there was this total lack of better communication online. The matter of low and aim. Low is used when speaking with verbs in the past or future tense. Aim is used when speaking with verbs in the present tense. We've been saying this, but we want to emphasize that. I can be reached at 908 587 4841. I can also be reached by email at, yyisrael, the number 22, at yahoo.com. We ask you all to get your pens, your pads, and to take notes. Next part. Tarakiku. The word tarakiku means you all will go far. This is a Hefil stem word. What do we mean by that? We've been going over the qual stem recently, as in last week, we went over the nifal stem. The qual stem is the active, the nifal is the passive of the qual. The hifil, which we're talking about now, brothers and sisters, is the causative of the qual. All right? Hebrew is easy. This is something that we want to emphasize on for edification purposes. All right? Now, let me, brothers and sisters, erase that part and use the highlighter button yellow. All right? This is a hifil stem word. The tau in the beginning serves as a prefix. And here we see the tau shown here being highlighted on the top of the PowerPoint there, right? The wow at the end serves as a suffix. We're going to color code that wow, but we're going to color code it with the green here. All right? Here is that in that particular case. So we got the wow there shown color coded and the tau there shown color coded. All right? Giving honor and praise unto the Most High, the Creator, the Maker of heaven and earth. All right? Whether you're watching this live now or we'll watch it later on, we nonetheless, brothers and sisters at Day and Night Publications, ask you all to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for such. The root of this word is hirkik. The tau in tar kiku shows that the verb is in the future tense. The wow as the suffix shows the verb is in the plural, masculine plural. This is why, brothers and sisters, we ask you to get your pens, your pads and your paper and to take notes based upon what we will be discussing and what we will be going over in this particular matter. Let us expound upon what we just have stated. All right? Laser pointer. The root of this word is hirkiku. Now, because this is a Hefil stem word, brothers and sisters, it does begin, or is prefixed, should I say now, with the letter Hey. If this been in the present tense as such, as we pointed out here, brothers and sisters, it would have had the letter Mem. The present tense, you know how you get to the root is by, no pun intended, get to the past of it. Because the past shows you the roots of a matter. All right? We ain't gonna go too far on that kind of subject, but we get where we going. All right? Now, look into this, brothers and sisters. All right? Laser pointer. The while as a suffix shown here on the top in the green shows the verb is in a plural, masculine plural. So let us look at this, brothers and sisters, with the laser pointer. All right? Laser pointer. The tau is the prefix. The wow is the suffix. Then you got the resh, the ket, the yod, and the kuf. The hey drops out from the past tense, and the tau comes in, showing it to be the second person masculine. That wow shows that second person masculine to be plural. If there's any questions concerning what we're talking about, I'm asking you all to please do not hesitate to ask. Asking you all again to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share. All right? The while as a suffix shows the verb is in the plural, masculine plural. When there is a company of males and females, the masculine is used in speech in Hebrew. This is the rule. When only speaking to or of females, the feminine is used. So if there are 8 males and 18 females and you're speaking to all of the people there, you will use the masculine. If there are 8 males and 18 females and you are speaking in the feminine, that means that you are not including the males in that particular matter. So this is something we want to point out in that particular case. Now, sidebar, if you want to speak to people in a company of 18 males and 8 females, doesn't matter the number in that particular case, just saying that as an example, right? And you want to just address the males, you would say something to the effect of Rak, meaning only, as we went over before, Rak has Karim, only to the males. Rak, only, Laz Karim, only to the males. All right? So we want to point that out for edification purposes in grammar. To be emphatic in Hebrew, Gunab, Gunabti. What does that mean? Gunab, Gunabti. Indeed, I was stolen. I was indeed stolen. Amor Yomor. He shall surely say. Why do we want to point that out? About the matter of being emphatic in Hebrew is this. What this signifies is that when the verb is doubled, that it is emphatic. At times, this happens with the doubling of a letter. See, when we get into this kind of subject, this is what we want to emphasize on getting into biblical Hebrew. For those who are subscribed or are watching the channel on Moriah Yeshaya Hebrew lessons, I'm going to type in the word shalom. I understand if there may not be a lot of people in the chat. Maybe people are busy. Maybe because of the situations of the presentation not being the best of quality before, I had to take that down and people went on to other channels, and it is what it is. Subscribe, hit that bell, let it be known what it is. I apologize on my end in that particular case. All right, let's look. At times, this happens with doubling of a letter. So when you have, and we want to just use this as one example, right? Amor means to say, but here we got amor, yomar. But yomar by itself, now in the yellow, right? That means you get the surely, he will surely say that part surely. You get that by the word before it that says amor. So when you signifying something and doubling it with verbs, you put the verb and then you put whether it is in the past tense or the future tense as the second word. All right? Let that be noted, please. Next, we got at times this says this happens by the doubling of a letter. Notes for those interested. Come. This means hot or warm in the adjective. This can be seen in Joshua chapter 9, verse 12, for instance. In places, it is said as home, as in Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. We should point out that the Hebrew word home means brown. So you got calm, meaning hot, comb, meaning heat or warm, and comb, meaning brown. Could that be because the brown people are in a place where it's warm? Perhaps. With calm meaning hot, we see that kimame means to warm up. The doubling of the letter mem shows it to be emphatic. So its initial, all right, will be calm. But here we see, brothers and sisters, shown with the highlighter, kimame. That's the verb. We're emphasizing it as well. All right. The doubling of the letter mem. It could be either, but it just happens to be mem in this case. Shows it to be that. To be what? Emphatic. The same thing happens with what? Brothers and sisters. Zal and Zarar. Please give the translation, family, Zar or Zarar. Now, what I'm going to ask here is I'm going to leave that alone in that particular case. And anybody who watches this later can put the comment into it about what it means. What does the word Zar mean? And what does the word Zarar mean? All right? Because as we can see, the Zad in a resh, the Zadeh the resh in a resh. All right? Where the resh is doubled. So whatever Zar is, Zarar is emphatic in translation of the word Zar. All right? So I'll leave that up to the brothers, the sisters, the elders, the teachers, and anyone else who cares to answer that in the chat when this is uploaded. All right, let's go on. Outro. Giving honor to the creator of heaven and earth. We hope you all enjoyed this presentation and we intend on doing more in the future. We can be reached at 908 587 4841. Again, that is 908 587 4841. Email yyisrael22 at yahoo.com or kashuput at gmail.com. KASHUBHUT at gmail.com. You all can check out the website as well. All right. daynightpublications.com. Yesh Sarai at yahoo.com. The email that my lady and I share. YESHSARAI at yahoo.com. All right. So this is something we want to get into, talk about, brothers and sisters. We hope everybody is well and will be better. And again, on a human level, I sincerely apologize for the times in which people were on live and I had to end it because of the sound quality and the audio not being the best. Please come back and join, brothers and sisters, as the sound quality has improved, giving honor and praise unto the Most High, the Creator, the Maker of heaven and earth. Shalom.